Hi, everyone. We at Helpful Goat just want to acknowledge that things are really intense and scary and infuriating in the United States right now. We are feeling all of those things just as many of you are, and we just want to take this opportunity to say that Black Lives Matter and that we stand in solidarity with everyone who's hurting right now, with everyone who's fighting for their lives, and with everyone who's trying to make this country better than it currently is. Furthermore, we understand that solidarity means taking action, and that we all have a moral imperative to do what we can to fight for justice. That's why we're each donating what we can to organizations that further the cause of racial equity in the United States. And we'd like to invite you to do the same if you're able. If you can afford to donate, please see this episode's description for some links to organizations that you can support that way. If you can't, we'll also be listing ways you can help that don't cost any money. Either way, we hope you join us in taking time to consider your personal role in the ongoing fight for racial justice, and that you're taking care of yourselves and each other during this very difficult time. We also want to say that we view playing and creating with one another as a valuable and vital part of human life. We hope and plan to continue sharing our D&D games with all of you, not as an escape from the real world, but as an extension of it. As one example of how people can connect, communicate, and experience joy, excitement, and mutual meaning-making together in a world with all too much inequity and hate. For us, D&D is all about collaborative storytelling and world building, and we see value in that in a time when building a more just world together is absolutely essential. Thank you for listening. We love you all. Enjoy.
Welcome back to Burden, a muddy spot under the boot of the Gohomian army. If you have a sword, you best know when to draw it. If you have money, you've probably left. And if there's someone you trust in this forgotten place, you hold on to them. We're all just trying to make it here, and maybe we ain't looking too close about what you gotta do to be good in a place like Burden.
Hello and welcome to Dom and Dragons, the podcast where Helpful Goat Gaming plays Dungeons and Dragons with Dominic Monaghan.
What's up, friends?
I'm Andrew Gilbert, but tonight I'm your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, and I'm not alone. With me, Dominic Monaghan playing the halfling monk Kryon Fane.
Hello, friends. How's it going? Hope everyone's okay. It's absolutely splitting the rocks, roasting hot here in LA. So it's been a day of avoiding the sun and trying not to get kind of overtired and sweaty, and looking forward to a fun escape into the land where dragons and dungeons reign.
I love it. I love it. Perfect attitude. Also, the unbenevolent dictator of Helpful Goat, Galway, playing the turtle druid Mekek Tumbledown.
Hey, everybody.
Lena, playing Elif Fire.
Hi.
And Adam playing Connie Demure.
Quiet!
Boom.
All right. Well, hey, we're on Twitch and we're live, obviously. So feel free to ask questions in the chat. We have a lovely group of regulars that can probably answer most of the questions about the game and about us. And we're going to be, keeping an eye on chat as best we can. But we will probably get busy at some point. This is a live recording, just remember. So, yeah, there might be some weird stuff or technical difficulties, or Adam might shout obscenities or something weird.
I just realized that I actually did shout it, And so if the kids heard it, they were probably being completely silent, like, what is he yelling at us for?
They were being good, Uncle Adam. Also, a couple big thank yous to Sam Winnie, who wrote the theme song Beasts of Burden, and Monty, at Miraculous Monty on Twitter, for the character art, including my amazingly cute Dungeon Master. I love it so much. All right, I think without further ado, we can jump into tonight's game. So, last time, having made their way back to Burden Prison, they met a shape changer named Grom Catchery. He claims to be a rebel of some renown, though you've never heard of him. He also claims that a weapon, one that could destroy any opposition to the Goholians, is supposed to be coming through Burden soon. Grom needs to get back to his troop in the north. Until then, he seems to be relying on you to make sure he's safe while he recovers from his time in prison. See, Grom is being hunted, and one of the hunters found him early this morning. A beast from another plane of existence, a monster that breathed fire and smelled of sulfur, attacked the group. Luckily, they slew the beast without any casualties. And as its body fell, it let out a mournful howl, a death bellow, before it turned to ash. Now, your heart slumps in your chest as you hear another answering bellow from somewhere further in town. The wind has picked up just a little bit. It's begun to sprinkle. What is it you would all like to do?
I'd like Roll20 not to have kicked me.
Oh, hey, Roll20.
That's an HTML render error. That indicates something's not coming back from the server, right? Okay, so we've already had, like, Andy has lost internet Q&A. Do we now need to have Roll20 appears to have lost internet Q&A?
Evidently.
Okay. I have a screen. I don't have music, but I'm just seeing all the music paused. Are you playing music, Andy?
I am light music.
See, I hear the music and see it playing, but Galway does not.
Nope. There is no music. My now playing is Before the Storm and Desert Winds, both of them frozen.
All right, we got this. I will just do it for the stream, okay? It sounds like this.
Oh, no.
You can play the ocarina if you want.
Yeah, there we go. We got...
Yeah, I think I've got some background noise now.
All right, I think we're good. Thanks, everyone. Live!
We're just getting them all out at the start of the episode.
Yeah, all at the start. Okay, where were we?
We just heard another howl.
Oh, yeah. What would you like to do? You heard another howl.
Oh, yeah. Okay, gang.
Yeah.
Let's think.
You are, again, right outside of McKeck's place, the apothecary. And
From the floor where he's, like, slid backwards from the fire blast and is just laying on his back. I miss the good old days when the worst things we had to deal with were rampant corruption and incompetence. Now...
Yeah, I mean, right? That was like a lot more fun. Honestly, this is not fun. You're just like, you look pretty hurt.
Yeah, it hurts a lot.
Should we head back into the house, you guys?
Yeah. Kryon, you and me gotta head back into the house, but I just gotta tell you, the way you killed that demon beast was pretty badass. And I think, on the other side of all this, you and I could team up to be some pretty badass bounty hunters. Just something to think about.
Well, thank you, Connie. I really appreciate that. Honestly, I think I got lucky, but I really appreciate what you're saying. And yeah, let's get inside. Maybe we can buff ourselves up a little bit.
Yeah, with any luck, we'll go in there and everything will be totally fine. And no, neither of our new comrades will be gravely, oh my, Rogic, Tortle. Wait, I gotta pull up my list. Raphael. I forget which one I haven't done yet.
You used that one before.
Maybe I got through all of them.
You did. You definitely got through all of them. Not that I know what media franchise
right.
you're copying.
Oh my God! Oh my Ruggick, Mitch McConnell! You look like shit.
I will beat you to death with a shillelagh if you call me that ever again.
No, I checked it off. I checked it off the list. It's all good.
Grom comes over and helps you up, McKeck.
Thank you.
You're still smoking just a little bit.
I'm just going to assume that was one of the things hunting you then.
Yes, it appears so.
You mentioned a master.
Right. They've gotten a bit more intense lately. Seems I've really pissed them off.
I don't suppose he's a diminutive, frail man without much penchant for fighting?
Seems to be a magical walking suit of armor, actually.
Son of a Rogek.
Only saw him once from a distance, but yes. Is everyone okay? Thank you so much for helping. You saved my life.
Do I look okay?
He brushes some of the ash off of your shell. Oh, you're fine, yes. Things fine here.
I mean, he looks like pretty screwed up to me, right? He looks pretty messed up.
Yeah.
I think we messed him up a lot.
Yeah. Do you have something in your house that deals with those type of injuries? My total friend?
McKeck, you have about enough supplies if you wanted to. If you wanted to spend an hour, you could probably make 2 healing potions in your place.
Would that also be able to be paired with, would that count as an activity during which I could short rest?
Yeah, it's you, for you, yes.
Hey, I'd love a short rest.
Yeah, you've done this so many times before. It becomes second nature if you wanted to just kind of...
It specifically says, like, you can read or cook, and I kind of figured it's that level.
It's about...
I'm just going to sort of drag myself slowly over to the apothecary herbalist counter and, like, yeah, I'm just going to work on something here for a moment. Feel free to make yourselves at home. Perhaps brew some tea. Don't set my house on fire. Look at you, Elif.
Okay, but what if I did set your house on fire? Because it might be kind of fun, right? It might be a new adventure of your house being on fire.
No.
No.
Okay.
Guys, all right. Grom. Now you're talking about this master's kind of a suit of armor. You said? Is that what you said?
I've only seen him from a distance, but just seemed to be a glowing thing wearing armor. Yeah, that's all it was.
A glowing thing wearing armor. Have you ever happened to hear it howl in response to its demonic beast being slaughtered?
No, but the other ones would.
Oh, I see. All right, that makes sense. There are more of those fuckers. Okay. All right, just trying to get myself braced for what's coming.
Like how many more? How many more of those fuckers do we have to deal with?
Well, me and my friends had killed one before, and there's the one you just killed now. Maybe one more?
Okay, all right. Maybe I should go. Should we go out there and do something with that one? Maybe bury it or hide it or...
The pile of ash?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Kryon, you look out the window and the wind is now just blowing the ash away. There's nothing left of this thing.
Oh, that's good. So they can't track that one's scent, maybe.
I mean, I think they probably heard where it was when it died, right? Because it howled really loudly. So they probably heard that since they responded.
Mixing faster.
All right, I vote that for the next hour, while we're potentially haunted by dark demonic beasts, that we sort of hide, crouched down, sitting on one side of this wall or this counter, so that if the demonic beasts were to come right behind us, it would be this really tense moment where we're all hiding down here on the floor while demon legs and feet are above and behind us. You guys know what I'm saying?
I have no idea, but could you hand me that satchel?
Yeah, here you go. Here, I'll toss the satchel your way.
Thank you.
Anyway, maybe we should just hide out here for a bit and keep an eye out. I'm gonna go sit by that window. I feel like I'm losing track of myself and my character a bit, so I'm just gonna sit and keep watch.
If you're gonna do a watch, Connie, go ahead and give me a perception check. And anyone else who wants to keep watch, go ahead and do that. Or otherwise, how do you spend this hour?
Yeah, I'll help out with keeping watch.
Yeah, same.
All right. Yeah, anyone who wants to, give me a perception check.
Ooh, I rolled a 7.
A 21 for Connie.
Hang on, my character sheet is just booting up here after roll 20 kind of lost its mind a little bit. Here we go. Oh, there might be a few perception checks coming in here.
You're all good. We'll go.
That's fine.
So far, it's the 17.
Yeah.
We'll stick with that.
Very nice.
Sorry,
Very
guys. It was glitchy.
Here they come.
Oh, an 18. Oh, no, it can't count. Here comes a 20. No.
All right. Yeah, you. So Elif, you're sort of looking out the window, but you're just kind of a bit scared and terrified that you're just going to see those two glowing red eyes pop up again. So you're kind of averting your gaze. Kryon and Connie, you seem to be pretty brave and just watching out here. You see the rain start to get a little bit harder. You both notice there's a storm coming in. Other than that, you don't see much. In fact, you don't see many townsfolk either. A few of them that you do see, kind of across this green square, seem to be kind of running into their homes. Not a lot of activity.
Aside from running into their home, like, do they look scared of something?
It might be the rain.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
They might be scared of the rain.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Some scary sounding rain.
Yeah.
There's actually a little bit of thunder there.
Yeah, the rain is definitely picked up. You do hear some thunder in the distance. And at this point, you've completed a short rest. So, Kryon, I think you get back your key point that you spent.
Nice.
I'm going to be rolling
Some hit dice.
3 hit dice.
Okay.
Andy, what's the diff between a long rest and a short rest? What do you gain more from a long rest than a short rest?
A long rest will automatically take all your hit points to maximum. If you had any effects from your character that only proc once a day, those get returned to you. Spells of spellcasters get returned on a long rest for the most part. Although I think warlocks get something back on a short rest. Is that true?
They get everything back on a short
Ellis?
rest.
Yeah.
I get my spell slots back.
Yeah, and monks I think get a lot back on the short rest. You are
Druids get nothing.
Oh,
yeah,
damn.
you are quite good, Kryon, at centering yourself and rejuvenating
course.
yourself.
Yeah, that speaks to the character, right? That's cool.
Yeah.
I am going to roll 3 hit dice also.
Okay. And then a short rest allows
Good
you to do this hit dice thing, which gives you some of your hit points back. Oh, that's good.
Not bad.
There's currently definitely a 10-second delay between me clicking it and...
Yeah, I had that
Awesome.
because on my first and second dice, I clicked right before my first die rolled the second time. I'm like, oh, I guess it's resolved. I then click again. I'm like, oh no, it's not resolved. I'm gonna stop clicking because I think I've clicked 3 times now.
Very good, Connie. Yeah, you got 22. Did I count that right?
Yeah, I probably only needed 2 hit dice, but that's okay.
All good. You see Grom then staring out the window, also very intently, looking at the dark storm clouds above forming. Yeah, and then Makek, did you make a couple healing potions as well?
Yep.
All right.
I kind of pictured this as like there were a couple of mostly assembled and even partially like decocted kits ready to go.
Yeah. So Kryon and Connie, as you're sort of looking out, you see people sort of shutting their windows, the shutters on them. Connie, you think even through the rain and the thunder, you hear some shouts, perhaps in the distance.
All right. Sounds like something's going on.
Yeah, seems to me like something is on its way over here. Can I shout out to the people that we can hear in ear distance? And like, how's Kryon's hearing ability? Can he sense things like that? Does he have a good ear?
Decently, yeah. Give me a perception check if you're trying to listen specifically for like the.
Yeah, I would
the
assume
cry.
that halflings have good ears, right? I mean, they did in rings.
Yeah. All right, it's 16.
There you go, yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, Kryon, yeah, you're able to kind of get a sense of the direction, and you hear not like the cries of a fight or a battle or anything. These are seemingly just kind of scared cries of fear more than anything. And then very quickly in front of this place, someone just bolts right past the doors, and it kind of scares you for a second. They just clomp their sort of way through the mud and the rain that is pooled in front of this place. They're definitely running, away from something.
All right. Sounds like something's terrorizing this town as it comes after our new friend Grom here. And I don't know about the rest of you, but as shitty and rotten as Burden can be, it's my town. And I'm gonna defend it, or something. Is that a rousing speech?
That is so rousing. That's like the most rousing thing you've ever said, Connie. Nobody terrorizes this town but us, right?
Hell yeah. Let's go out, though, in the streets so we have a different place to fight in, maybe. We don't want to have two fights in the same area of the town. That would be redundant. Maybe.
Yeah, good call. Is there a more open plan area, or could we bust out?
Yeah, I'd also just enjoy not having a second fight in my home/garden.
Yeah, good shout.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It was out of consideration for you. Bowser. Okay.
Jeez. Yeah, if
That's
you
a
step
dragon.
if you step out into the alleyway right next to McKeck's place, that leads to the main street in town.
Yeah, what do you think about that, guys? I'd like to hide. If something's coming, I'd like to get myself into a position where we put it in a trapped position between us all.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Run down a side street or something.
Yeah, and Connie does have the surprise attack feature that I'd love to be able to use. So yeah, maybe should Kryon and Connie like try to head up this little attack? I mean, Connie first as kind of the tank.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if we want to. It might be too late to try to like cross this main road, so we can come at these things from like two angles. But maybe we can at least go down this alley and get a sense of how close this glowing armor thing is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was hoping to get around here, but I think that might be a little too far.
No, that's fine. Yeah. So you step out, Connie. You go into the alleyway. Every once in a while, just someone seems to run past on the main road. But it's a little odd. You do see people kind of running in both directions.
In both directions?
One person took off to the left, away from the center of town, but 2 or 3 people kind of took off to the right toward the center of town. you could probably stop someone if you wanted to. You look around and you don't see any immediate threats. And Kryon, you're doing the same, stepping out into this green square here.
Yeah, can I get here to this little nook alleyway?
Yeah, you move over there and you're looking around as well. You just see a few people kind of running through the streets. To your right now, Kryon, you can hear some cries and some maybe a very loud voice speaking in the center of town to your right.
Yeah, if I can, like, ask someone what's going on, what would that be? Is that another perception check?
No, just you catch someone, you kind of quickly motion over someone who's running. What would you like to ask him?
Kryon kind of puts his hand on the person's shoulder, and they kind of jump a little bit, and as he catches the person's eye, they look down at him, and he says, what have you seen? What's wrong? What's happening?
Oh, there's something in the middle of town. It's got a couple of townsfolk. Oh, I don't want no part of it.
He backs away and starts to kind of run away.
The center of town is up.
Right, yeah. Kind of to the northeast.
This way?
And if that's where Connie heard, or like got the sense that people were kind of running into their houses and stuff, I guess in my mind, Connie has kind of envisioned the danger being in that direction. So he might, if he sees anybody he knows, or even a stranger, he doesn't give a shit, who's running toward the center of town, he'll say to them, hey, what's going on down there? What are you running away from?
Yeah, you catch a couple kobolds as they're kind of scurrying around. And one of them says, they're going to kill someone. I'm going to go see who it is.
Wait. Who's going to kill someone? Are you talking about big demon wolves or the Gahonian army?
Oh, I don't know. I just heard they're going to kill someone.
So let me, before you run, well, hold on. Are you running out of fear of what's behind you, or perverse excitement about what lies ahead?
The second one.
All right, that's cool. Okay, all right. Thank you. You can go now.
And Connie will kind of trot down to Kryon.
Yeah. What do you see? What do you think's going on?
I don't think we're really gonna get a good enough look unless we get a little closer. Do you want to get a little closer?
Well, I think there's nothing for it.
And he'll peek back around.
All right, you two, you ready? I suspect that this is all part of the mission of finding your sister. We talked about it earlier, but just as way of a recap, Grom, is Grom here? Where's Grom?
Yeah, Grom's here, yeah.
Hey, Grom, how's it going? You're trying to get information about a secret weapon that could end the war, and we suspect that your sister, he's looking at Mikak, is involved in this, and she's vanished. So, yeah, this battle makes sense narratively, so let's go.
I'm sorry, guys.
You're good. Elif, as you step into the street, a red-haired tabaxi runs up to you, whose fur is kind of that almost fox red, and you recognize them. They're a member of one of your gang. Her name's Margantha. You call her Marg. She runs up. She goes, Elif.
Yeah, what's up?
They have Rosie.
No, Rosie left like years ago. Like, she's been gone.
That's what they're saying. They have Rosie.
They can't. What? I don't know what you mean that they have Rosie. Rosie's gone.
I don't know. Come with me, quick.
I'm gonna take off following her.
Yeah, so she'll kind of dart in that direction then as well.
I'm just running after her.
Okay.
There she goes.
Yeah, and the rest of you following Elif, or?
Rugged, damn it, that's my bounty. I can't let her get killed. Let's go.
That's my friend.
Yeah, she can be both. People can be more than one thing.
Aw, wait, did Connie just call Elif his friend?
No, he said you're Connie's bounty and Mikek's friend.
No, I'm Connie's friend.
Not yet. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
All right.
Uh-oh.
As you rush down the street, Grom kind of trailing behind you, you see a crowd gathered up ahead in one of the squares. There are guards sort of keeping the crowd back. You see familiar faces of the town have gathered around here. You see a very large demonic dog standing on one of the kind of stone raised stages of the square. A guard there as well, and something like a glowing suit of armor, really. No face, just kind of a pulsing red glow from inside this thing.
These guards all in front of us, they're not necessarily bad people. They're the guys running law and order in Burden. They don't have an issue with us necessarily. Is that right?
Right. And as actually Kryon, you look at them, you see a familiar guard, one of the familiar soldiers, the one that saw you hide the dagger, and then didn't say anything about it.
Ooh.
That's this one down here, if you see me ping
I
this.
see that guy. That's interesting because I was wondering if Kryon could move to like here. Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
Kind of slightly hidden by this bush, a little bit of cover by this shelter, and then options to go this way, options to go this way.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Grom has transformed into one of the soldiers as well, wearing the red and white of the Goholian army. He looks just like a normal soldier, human soldier.
Oh.
So as all of you have kind of gotten to this point, you do see a person kind of kneeling on the cement stage up here as well in front of one of the guards. And Elif, would you mind describing what Rosie looks like real quick?
I sure would mind, because I never thought about it.
Or give us a race or something, or whatever you were envisioning.
She's a woman.
Good so far.
Who's kind of tall, and she's got really tan skin and like shock white hair. It's hard to tell if it's because she's old or if she just has white hair.
Yeah.
And she looks very dexterous and smart.
Beautiful. Excellent. She is staring straight ahead with a very kind of determined, fierce look on her face. Her hands are bound and she's kneeling up there.
Can Kryon, who's kind of in a not quite prone, but like, crouched down, covered by this bush position, can he, kind of throw his voice a little towards that guard that seems to be friendly and say, hey, and as he gets the guy's attention, who kind of spins around because he's a bit nervous, Kryon says, what's happening? What's going on?
It's you. It's you. We had orders to collect some of the people in town. They're looking for someone, and I'm sorry, I don't know more than that right now.
Okay.
Looks bad though.
Okay, thanks.
How does Rosie look? You said she's kneeling, her hands are bound.
Yeah, she doesn't look roughed up or anything. She just looks wet. It's raining pretty hard.
Does she look like she's in danger?
I mean, she's
Like
honest.
actively, like in the next 1 minute, they're gonna cut off her head.
I mean, but wait, because we have to look at all options, right? She's on a stage. She's wet. Is there a chance she's just finished that performance in Flashdance with the bucket, and she's
Yeah.
no one's like
so
it was
what's going on?
it was a bad performance, and there's kind of crickets going on, and I mean, just wondering.
It's very possible. Well, not very. I'm being nice. It's not really possible.
to explore all options, you guys.
Yeah. You see the armed creature thing move toward her, almost gliding very gracefully for how large it is. And it grabs sort of the scruff of her neck, but really the back of her cloak, and kind of lifts her up with one hand to her feet. And then everyone in the area here hears the same whisper, but almost in their head. And it just says, I am looking for someone. I believe they are in this town. They are named Grom. And if you do not hand them over, we will burn all of this stinking, rotting town to the ground.
Do I think it's wet enough out that trying to burn things, just generally speaking, wouldn't go great? Just for for their edification, for mine.
Yeah, you think that fire would do damage, but it wouldn't spread very easily. Sure.
Okay. Hold on.
Andy, who said that? Who was the person who just called out for Grom? The person next to this hellhound thing?
It's hard to tell. They seem to be kind of angled and gesturing as if they were speaking, but you really only heard that in your head. Does that make sense?
Interesting. Like the Emperor's voice.
Yeah.
Connie's keeping a very close eye on Elif. Presumably he knows, or at least got the sense that this is somebody that Elif knows, so he's prepared to follow her if she darts in any direction. And he might try to improvise with strength a scenario if that happens, but let's sit on that.
Okay.
Another potential. Go on, Lena. Go on, Lena.
No, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say another potential is, they're asking for Grom, okay? So if Grom is kind of wheeled out to them as if someone is offering Grom to them, and then it's revealed that, because I could be behind Grom, potentially unseen, and get an attack in without them knowing, and then depending on where Connie and Elif are, we could spring a surprise attack. But I mean, I don't think Connie hiding behind Grom is going to be surprising, but certainly I might be able to.
Well, no, that's really good thinking. And now I'm also wondering if, and Connie to a smaller degree would wonder this, I guess, if they have a way of knowing, like, if Grom is shapeshifted, if they can, like, tell immediately whether it's him or not. Because if not, they might think that Elif or well, again, I'm getting ahead of myself because I do not know what Lena's about to do. But we might be able to pass off one of us as Grom momentarily. But who knows? Let's see what Lena does and kind of follow her lead.
I'm gonna cast Produce Flame on this bush over here.
Down here? Okay.
Yeah, and if that doesn't seem like... I'm trying to create chaos and distraction. If that doesn't seem like it's creating enough, I'm going to cast it on the house that's right by us also.
Gotcha.
Like there.
Yeah. All right.
Do I know whose house that is?
I don't give a fuck. Elif doesn't give a fuck. Lena might give a fuck.
Sure, totally.
This house is one of the merchants of town, but you're not too understanding who it is. You cast fire over here to the right. Immediately, some of the townsfolk over here have started to kind of back away and shout. A few of the crowd starts to get a little pushy, kind of at this, because it looks almost like they think that person started a fire already, since they were just screaming about it. But you see the figure over here by Rosie let go of her for a moment, and the suit of armor steps down onto the mud with a clank, and is considering the fire over here. And then you hear that same voice in your head.
It appears there is a magic user among you. Fighting will be futile. There is only death on such a path.
Is this guy Werner Herzog?
Maybe. Shut up. At this, the hound steps right next to Rosie then as well. The guard on stage is backing up the soldier.
I mean, guys, if we're going to fight, I don't know if we are going to fight. We have to decide that as a group. But if we are going to fight, we have to get in a much better position than what we're in right now to try and get ourselves into some sort of flanking position. Because if they threw something at us, we're all completely concentrated in one area. I might like to go around here if I can. Here?
Yeah, do you want to dart behind the house?
Could I dart behind the house and kind of just be here behind the burning bush a little bit?
Sure. Do you want to be kind of stealthy as you come around the house so that they can't hear or see you?
Is that a stealth?
Cool,
Is that a stealth?
Yeah, give me a stealth check.
Oh!
A 7 is it appears people are hearing you kind of slop through the now kind of ankle deep water to kind of get over here to this position. The creature seems to see you over there, but he is unconcerned, as it does look like the crowd in general is getting a little bit more feisty.
So as Connie sees Kryon dart that direction, he's going to look at Grom. What is Grom doing right now? What's his energy like?
He is wide-eyed, and as soon as you turn to look at him, he just stares at you directly and just, slowly kind of shakes his head no.
Look, Grom, you can look like a guard. None of us can. Would you be willing to take us closer into the middle of town? Will they be able to tell that it's you just by looking at you?
Maybe. I don't know. I could try.
Look, Grom, you can do this. Just don't try to tell them what their favorite color is and you'll be fine.
Over in this other group, McKeck is sort of quietly, not in the sense of quietly so it would be hard to hear him, but so that it isn't obvious. He's not just standing there shouting, but he's saying to the people around him, This isn't fair. They said that they only said they would burn it if they couldn't find him. Look, they're already trying to burn down our town.
Yeah, give me a persuasion roll.
8.
Yeah, you're starting to, a few people around you are starting to go, I know, that's right. That's right. You see a lizard folk over here specifically holding onto a sword on his belt. It's not quite inspiring action yet, but it seems to be getting them riled up.
I was gonna say, if I'm not trying to inspire them to action, if I'm not inspiring them to action, I at least want to sort of keep their tempers hot.
Sure. Yeah, you can feel the energy of this crowd is starting to raise as well. And Connie, as you're talking to Grom, Elif, your fire is still burning. Kryon, you feel like you're in an interesting position to do something if you need to.
you hear that voice in your head again. I know he is here. We can smell him.
What do you want to do, you guys? I mean, this seems like it's only going one way, and the first attack is usually the thing that gives a crew the best advantage. Like, what do we think here? We gotta try and separate them, I think, don't you? In some way, so that we can deal with one, deal with another. Like, if it comes in as a group, we could be in trouble here.
Grom kind of looks at you, Connie, and then grabs you sort of by the arm and starts to kind of move you out toward the center of the area, if you let him.
Yeah, I'll kind of murmur to him like, yeah, we're just going past through the town. We're not going straight up to them. We're just walking by on unrelated business. All right?
Okay.
And then in 3 seconds, I'm going to take a swing at you. Well, maybe not. Let me think this through.
You guys are good. Take it down. You're fine.
While they're sort of debating that,
Yeah.
you had commented that like even the guards that were sort of restraining the crowd seemed a little bit uncomfortable, right?
Especially this one down here, the one that Kryon was talking to. Yeah. There's 2 more over here by you, and they seem a little bit more aggressive, kind of shoving people back with like the broad side of their spears and stuff.
So I'm gonna come down then by him, but I just look like a member of the crowd.
Right.
It's like, you can't let them do this. You can't let them burn down this town. We've done nothing.
I don't want to. I just want to go home. They say towns are burning all over Gahonia. I just want to go home. I want this to be over.
Well, we'd like that too. But maybe you have to take a stand to make that happen. Otherwise, a town is going to burn right here, and it will be because of you.
At this, you see a familiar-looking goblin on a sled, driven by 2 wolves, kind of bound up into the middle of town then as well. And he starts to kind of shout at this creature up here.
Well, you found me. If I can't be where the birds are, then at least I could be here. It's true.
At this, I'm going to cast invisibility on myself while he's talking.
Interesting. Okay.
Goblin, the real MVP.
Nice. Is there an option for, can Kryon make fire darts from this burning bush, or is he not proficient in that skill? Or is that even something you can do?
It's Dungeons and Dragons, man. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I love that answer.
It's a burning bush. There are a few pretty sharp, sort of pointed sticks that if you gathered them up a little bit, yeah, you could probably get 3 if you kind of go this way and burn a couple of the sort of wooden stakes almost.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that super right. Covert while this thing is just happening in front of me.
All right. The goblin then shouts,
I am Grom!
and his wolves start to go. The thing points at the goblin, and the 2 guards over here rush. One of them picks up the goblin, who again doesn't have any legs, and holds him kind of in the air. The other one is looking at the 2 wolves with a spear and is just holding it there. And it looks immediately like the wolves are about to attack the guards for then touching their master. As that happens, this armored creature stands up, holds an arm out, and 2 hands made of the mud of the ground grab the wolves from behind.
As soon as he moves away from Rosie,
Yeah.
I'm moving in.
Beautiful. I like it.
And is the dog looking at what the goblin is doing, or is it focused on Rosie?
It seems to be looking at Rosie then as well. And as these wolves are sort of held in place by this massive mud hand that has grabbed the backside of them, their teeth are just biting and gnashing in the air, and they're barking at this. And the goblin is just kind of being held up by one of the guards. Elif, you see this creature then immediately turn, seemingly to look at you, and says, only in your head,
I would back away very slowly, one of you.
Okay, Andy, tell me if I can do this.
all right?
Instead of backing away slowly, I'm going to cast Expeditious Retreat and drag Rosie with me. Is this doable?
Yes, dragging someone then will be half of your movement. But with Expeditious Retreat, you can get another 30 feet away, it looks like.
Okay.
So, before we sort of resolve some of that,
Yeah.
You said that there are big hands of mud, right?
Yes.
And they're like sort of like a 5-foot square.
Yeah.
And I see them, and they're holding these wolves.
Yes.
Okay. Just as a note, I have no idea where Elif is.
Right.
And I've been sort of focused on this side of things.
Yeah, Elif is invisible.
From back in the crowd, I am going to gently make a gesture.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Mold Earth on one of the hands, because they are formed of loose earth.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I'm going to try to disperse them.
All right. You see that hand sort of loosen its grip immediately, kind of wrench back, shake in the air, and then just fall to the ground with a slop back into the earth. The armored creature spins around, and that wolf just immediately jumps on one of the guards holding his goblin master.
That's a good boy.
Nice.
So during this chaos, Connie would take advantage of the fact that this guy I was starting to approach the goblin, and then for some reason Connie doesn't see Elif either. Like, he turns around and is going that way, and then all this stuff with the mold earth is happening. Connie would take this opportunity in the next, again, assuming, Lena, that you're doing that expeditious retreat thing.
As soon as the night turns around, I'm going to do it.
Awesome.
And he just did.
Yeah.
Perfect. And if you want to resolve that for this moment, that's great. But Connie will be taking that moment to kind of do a surprise attack on the whatever the fuck this thing is.
All right, Elif.
So those are like happening simultaneously, right? Like, I'm trying to run away and he's getting attacked at the same time, basically.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And
so
this will be kind of a surprise round. So Kryon, if you want to do anything mechanically, or Makek, if you want to do anything more, go ahead as well.
So just so I understand where the scene that Makek knows, right?
Yeah.
It's
Elif, do you turn non-invisible when you do expeditious retreat?
Yes.
Okay. So you will pop into existence, start to drag Rosie away.
But I would argue that the doggy is distracted because its master is getting attacked, so it might not see where we're going.
Yeah.
So, but just so I understand sort of the scene that we've set.
Yeah.
Elif is gone. I don't know any of that.
Right.
Connie is in the middle of the square, and Grom is with him, and I would assume that he has some plan of jumping someone. I heard, because Kryon didn't roll that well for stealth, I probably have a pretty good idea that Kryon faded that way.
Yeah.
I used Mold Earth, and it appeared to dispel the mud hand. We now have a wolf mauling occurring. And I would have the sense that the creature, the armor, was the one who cast that spell.
Yes, you did get that.
Given that his immediate response was like, what the hell was that?
Right.
Okay. Are you wanting us to like say the things we're doing first, or are we just going to drop into a surprise round and then?
Yeah, let's start with Elif. and it looks like that'll kind of kick things off. So, Elif, looks like you're able to drag Rosie off of this thing and away.
Right. So I'm casting Expeditious Retreat on myself, dragging Rosie, and we're ducking behind that house down there that I just pinged.
Okay.
Because it's because it's 30 feet away. So I'm trying to get her out of sight as fast as possible.
All right. You dash over to the kind of bystanders over here, and flip around the house incredibly quickly. It looks like they saw where you went, because both of them immediately turned toward you.
Even though the armor man was getting attacked simultaneously?
Well, yes-ish. So that happened, and then we can kind of also do this. So what is your... let's do Connie next.
Sure. So,
Oh, wait. Expeditious Retreat is a bonus action, so technically I think I would have just used my bonus action and not even technically my move action with the way Expeditious Retreat is phrased. So can I, as an action, try to Eldritch Blast Rosie's bonds off?
Yeah, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Do you not own a knife?
I mean, which is faster, a knife or Eldritch Blast?
Which is more likely to leave her with hands?
Fine, I'll use a dagger.
Fine. To be fair, it's very you.
13. Do I hit the rope?
Yes, you do. With the daggers, that's totally fine. You cut the ropes, and she seems freed. She smiles like wildly, gives you a wink. All right.
Okay.
Beautiful, Connie.
So yeah, Connie would have taken advantage of all this chaos, and kind of led Grom. Like Connie would have been doing some like fight choreography, making it look like Grom is like, leading the action.
Okay.
But Connie will kind of have Grom drift us this direction, and he'll kind of put up a struggle, kind of act like,
all right.
And then, once he's within range, which for a bugbear is
10 feet
long, 10 feet, Connie will pull out his pike.
Okay.
That earlier he used on the demonic beast outside Mikek's house. But in this moment, he will kind of like do this dramatic kind of flick of his wrist with this pike, and it kind of extends into a cooler pike.
Okay.
It is now a
beautifully described.
So lyrical.
So lyrical. A cooler pike.
Okay.
Its
temperature dropped by at least 15 degrees.
Yeah, there you go.
But it is now a two-handed pike.
Right.
Because of the specific and marvelous ways in which it extended. And he will, in one fell movement, swing it at this thing.
Okay.
This armored thing.
I believe you have advantage on your surprise, right?
That is not necessarily granted by my surprise attack feature, but if it is technically a surprise, is it technically at advantage anyway?
No.
So it's just normal.
Normal then, yeah.
Maybe. Oh, but once per. Oh, okay. So here's so in character. I mean, Connie's being really reckless with his part of the plan here. So he will go ahead and use reckless attack here.
Are you raging?
I'm not raging, but I am using reckless attack, which does give me advantage on attack roll, melee weapon attack rolls. It also attack rolls against me have advantage until the next turn. Not that I need to point that out for you, but
for everyone.
All right, two-handed pike attack. Here we go.
All right, your pike attack you swing around, revealing this pike, it extending quickly in your arms as your duster flips mud and rain off of it. You come down hard, straight on the helmet of this thing, and then dong! No effect.
Oh shit.
Even with my surprise attack damage?
It didn't seem to be much of a damage. It just seemed to be very heavily armored.
So the attack roll itself didn't
pierce
hit.
its armor.
That is immensely disappointing, Andy.
It's concerning. It's definitely concerning moving forward. Is there like magic armor and normal armor, or is all armor the same in this?
No, there's lots of varying degrees of armor.
All right, then Connie will feel the vibrating, cool two-handed pike in his hands.
Yeah.
And he'll kind of widen his eyes and give a little nod in appreciation of that armor.
Okay.
And then he'll say, sorry, thought you were somebody else.
Okay. I'm sure that'll be fine, yeah. All right, and either Kryon or Macleod, whoever wants to go here before we get into rounds
I think
proper.
Seeing that, Macleod will be like, "Oh, guess we're going then." I'm gonna cast Mold Earth on the other hand.
Okay, yeah. Which immediately frees the other wolf, who promptly jumps on the other card, and both of them start to attack. Yeah.
And that's with my action, and Macleod is going to draw his club and with his bonus action cast Shillelagh on it.
Okay.
And this time, instead of before, it had sort of just formed when he used it on the quarterstaff, it just sort of formed a turtle shell pattern. It almost looked like it armored.
Yeah.
The entire club is going to flower and blossom. And over the rain, you're going to hear, "I am Macleod Tumbledown, and I'm not going to let them burn our home." And I'm just shouting this at the crowd as best I can.
I love it. Give me persuasion with advantage.
12.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, with that, people are starting to. Yeah, he's right. He's right. And Kryon, you hear kind of shouts from the crowd. Then Macleod seems to be really riling them up. What would you like to do?
So does this mean that our wolfy friends are kind of on our side, or not necessarily? Like
the ones attacking the guards?
Yeah.
At least they're not attacking you.
Okay.
Yeah. For now.
Okay, cool. So I think one of the first things I'd like to do, if I can, is Kryon kind of gets the attention of Elif, kind of, does a little covert shout, and once he does that, definitely throws her one of his fire darts, since Elif seems to be accomplished in fire, right?
Sure.
I just wonder if she has one of those fire darts, she might be able to do something a little bit more significant than me. Does that count as a move, or am I able to do other stuff?
We'll say that counts just for like 5 feet of movement. So you still have your 30-some movement left.
Okay, I mean, if the guy that Connie hit really had no reaction at all, from the distance that I'm at, can I test the resolve of his crazy hell beast by throwing a dart from range at it?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
If you move to kind of the front of the bush, then you're perfect in range there.
All right, cool.
Oof, a 9.
Oh, I'm having a bad time.
We should take our break. The magic is wearing off.
Let's reset. Yeah.
Oh man.
As you throw the dart, the hell beast seems to see it coming, and it chomps it in midair and just chews on it, breaking the stick into pieces.
Oh, you dudes.
And hey, why don't we take a break here then real quick?
Oh my god, what a terrible start to this combat.
Yeah, this is rough.
Yeah, think about the.
I have a pair of wolves mauling guards.
Yeah, you're doing a good job. Thank you. Thank you for your part.
I love it.
Y'all are fucked. Sorry.
We're in trouble. We're in trouble, you dudes.
Nah, we're good. We're good. All right. Yeah, we'll be right back. Take a little break. Go to the bathroom, get something to drink. We suggest you do the same, and then we'll come back for some intense D&D.
Yeah.
Dom and Drag.
We'll be back in a minute, everybody. Keep us in your thoughts.
This has been Dom and Dragons, presented by Helpful Goat Gaming. If you enjoyed what you heard and want to hear more, check out our main Dungeons & Dragons campaign, The Fates of Rin, right here in the Goats & Dragons podcast feed. You can also check out our other podcast, Helpful Goat Presents, where we play one-shots, shorter campaigns, as well as have conversations about D&D and role-playing in general. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Helpful Goat, and if you want to hear us play live, you can follow and subscribe to us on Twitch at twitch.tv/helpfulgoat. You can also chat with us and other Helpful Goat fans in our brand new Discord, or donate to our Ko-fi page to help us keep creating content by clicking the links in this episode description. And last but not least, please consider rating and reviewing us on Apple Podcasts, Podcast Addict, or Stitcher. We are a small independent game design firm and would really appreciate the support. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.